Text-to-voice synthesis provided by Vidnami. The Federation and the Federal Republic. January 12, 2021 by Anna von Reitz. I have been called an obstructionist by those seeking to resurrect the long-vanished Federal Republic. I earned that moniker because I had the temerity to point out an obvious truth. The reason that the Federal Republic isn't in operation is because the Confederation of States is not in operation. Now that people know what the Federation is, they can more readily grasp what a confederation is. The states are members of the Federation of States, but the states are not always in session. There is and always was a need to fill the gap and to have a business organization to provide what we today all recognize as governmental services, whether the states were in session or not. Enter the states of states. Enter the confederation of these states of states. Florida created the state of Florida. Maine created the state of Maine, and so on. Florida is a member of the Federation. The state of Florida was a member of the Confederation. This simple system of governmental responsibility and administration of services went ballywump during and after the Civil War. When the South withdrew the participation of their states of states in the Confederation ceased to operate. All powers delegated to it returned to the Federation, and there they have remained pending reconstruction, which has still to be done. One of the jobs of the Confederation was to direct and administer and provide oversight for the Federal Republic, the American subcontractor established by the federal Constitution known as the Constitution for the United States of America. You can see now how with the Confederation out of commission, it was also impossible to operate the Federal Republic. The very guts of the operational portion of the American government, both the Confederation and the Federal Republic, were torn asunder, and thanks to a great many semantic deceits and sins of omission by self-interested European subcontractors, neither the Confederation nor the Federal Republic were reconstructed. We've been operating a 6-cylinder engine on 4 cylinders for the past 150 years. When I observed these facts in certain military circles, I was met with howls of consternation. The generals thought that they could simply resurrect and operate the Federal Republic and had not begun to contemplate the actual depth of the problem. To resurrect the Federal Republic ultimately requires reconstruction of the Confederation, which in turn requires the Federation to call the actual states into session and for the states to take action. It is a sequential vortex, to borrow Pat McManus's description, wherein reconstructing one broken cylinder requires first fixing another, and that in turn requires a transmission job. Needless to say, the generals were not happy with me for bringing this up, and a considerable effort was made to pooh-pooh me and everything I said, but ultimately to no avail, because the facts are the facts. They couldn't just resurrect the Federal Republic by fiat. However, the Federation can. As the delegator of all powers that the Confederation ever had, and also the source of all powers that the Federal Republic ever possessed, the Federation is in position to resurrect the Federal Republic and oversee its operations and delegate its powers to it, directly. The Federation doesn't have to reconstruct the Confederation to do its work. We are quite competent to mow our own lawn when we need to and for as long as we need to do so. Take-home message: via the superior instrumentality of the Federation of States, the American states and people can reboot the Federal Republic, with or without reconstructing the Confederation first. The generals assumed that it would take years to reconstruct the Confederation and more years to reconstruct the Federal Republic after that. No wonder they were moaning and groaning and calling me an obstructionist. But no, the Federation can kick the Federal Republic into gear right now, lawfully, legally, and with no permission from anyone. This is how we can bypass the whole conundrum of reconstruction, keep the federal government operating no matter what the 2 incorporated foreign subcontractors do, and all while we continue to work on the reconstruction of the Confederation. We'll have old Bessie back up and running on 6 cylinders again. Heck, we might even drop in a V8.